was a murals project we were working on, and I wanted to get a few people together, and it was going to be kind of like an art soup. So if I liked the way somebody colored, I'd pull them on projects, like somebody else's lines, pull them on the project. But the project dwindled down to 2, then it just dwindled down to 1, and people would go like, "Hey man, you're that soup guy, right? You're that soup guy." And then it just turned to, "Hey, you're Soup, aren't you?" It's like, oh man, I always wanted a cool nickname. I ended up with Soup. A lot of people think muraling is all fun and games. People don't realize how many times we get rejected looking for a wall to paint. It's like you're knocking on doors and getting told no all the time. Then say you get like a really big gig, a commercial gig, and like, wow, this is gonna be great. But then you're not prepared for, you know, like the 30 to 60 hours of meetings you're going to be going to get it off the ground. And it's not just all paint on walls. I've had a few cats that come and help me out, and they're excited. Oh, I'm gonna help them paint a wall. And before we even get to like the actual painting part, they're already bored. It's like, this is all part of it. Muraling ain't easy. It takes a toll on you. But I tell you what, it is worth it, because you can make somebody smile. A child could go by and see that, and they get so excited sometimes. They see things, and you do a mural for someone, and I've seen people like see something and laugh, just like a nice hard laugh. I've been working on stuff where people are driving by, and I'm working on a Spurs thing, and they're yelling, "Go Spurs, go!" It's like, it brings people together. I've seen people like stand in front of a mural and cry over something that's been painted, and that's the thing. We get to share something. Not everyone goes to museums, not everyone goes to galleries, but if we create something out in the world, out in public, we get to share something with them. We get to share a little bit of ourselves, and they get to share a little bit with us. And I think that's the great thing, that anyone who's seen like a really cool wall that they liked, it gives them something that's like, wow, that's really cool. I get to pass that. You do something in someone's neighborhood, and they're just like, oh, that's magical. But it also gives people something to talk about, whether it's good or bad. I mean, there's always going to be some people that don't like your image. Not everyone's going to like everything, and that's something that if you're getting to the mural business, get used to that. It's going to happen. It's not all sunshine and roses, unfortunately. And that's the fun thing. Some walls last a day, some walls last a few years. They come and go. Get a photograph. It's a kind of a zen thing. And especially like for the graffiti artists that are out there that are doing things like hitting something up that's gonna last like 6 hours a day, might last the weekend, then it's gone. It's like that's the magic part. That's something where I feel like those are purists. That's love for the craft, love for what they're doing, because they get it and it's there just for a moment, kind of like life. Like it's there for a little bit and then it's gone. We got to work our way into something really, really cool. It's like, oh my gosh, suddenly like we're getting to do Fiesta. Fiesta is like the biggest party in the US. That's mind-blowing. And to be able to be a part of it, that is crazy cool. Not just for, I guess, how do I say, not just for being able to do it, but the fact that us, Los Otros, like got to do something, like street art was recognized in that aspect where we got to do something. That's just really, really cool. I feel like there's a lot of people that paved the way for us and where we're at now, and I'd like to think that we're paving the way for future artists and future street artists that are doing things to feel like they can also do stuff like that. Oh my gosh, in the future, you're probably gonna see me right here. This is where I'm happiest. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy my studio. I enjoy working on stuff in there, but it's not like working outside. There's hot days, there's cold days, there's good days, there's bad days. It's an adventure to work outside, and I'm gonna keep on working on walls as long as I can. It's something that I love what I do. I really, really do. I take the good with the bad, and it's really magical. In the future, I just hope to be able to do more of it and to be able to share more of it. You know, I've got some friends when they're working, they'll put on headphones and kind of shut out the entire world, and some other people that they have to get into the zone. I kind of feel, and this is something that I did live art, and I still do live art regularly, in front of people where I'm paid to be on location and paint something, and I'm going to get interrupted. That's just going to happen. But when I was younger, there was a cat that I really looked up to. I wasn't even a teenager yet. He was doing walls in my hometown, and he'd be working on a wall, and I'd get on my skateboard, and I'd go see what he was doing, and like, oh my gosh. And I'd known about him for about 3 or 4 years until I finally got the nerve to actually go talk to him. And I went and go talk to him, and the guy was a real jerk. And I just kind of felt like I could never look at his work the same way again, because I don't think he understood how much influence he had on me. And this is something like, I mean, this is 40 years later, I'm still thinking about this. I never want to be that person. You never know who's coming up to talk to you. Somebody might just come and give you a compliment. It's like, oh my gosh, and thank you so much. Or someone just, they want to get into painting and they're like, want to ask a couple of questions. It's like, oh my, I try to give my time to as many people as I can because of this one guy. And so maybe he taught me something good. He taught me to be a better person, because I've met some people and they bring it up in conversation where they saw me working on a wall 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they're just like, oh my gosh, I got into art because of you. Do you remember this conversation? And they'll bring up something and they'll be surprised when I say, oh yes, you're writing this. Or oh my gosh, you brought me this decal. Or like, oh my gosh, you bought me a sandwich up over here. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? Like, you brought me a t-shirt, thank you so much. And with that, I feel that kind of defines on who I am. I feel that if we could all help each other just a little bit to be a little bit better than we are today, we could make something really, really beautiful in this world.